It will literally give you all your money back if you don't find the course useful.
Ali Abdaal is a YouTuber who's grown from 0 to over 2 million subscribers in just a few years, and earlier this year I took part in his part-time YouTuber Academy course. So today I'm going to run through his course and tell you if it is worth the $1,500 up to $5,000 that it costs to sign up. If you're new here, then hi, my name is Pete, and like Ali, I have also been doing this YouTube video thing for a couple of years now, and I've not grown to 2 million, but grown from 0 to 20,000 subscribers on my main channel whilst only actively working 2 days per week on it. Now, the first thing I will pick up on is when Ali said this in his first session.
I genuinely think that if you just make one video a week and you do it for the next 2 years, then I can basically 100% guarantee that your life will completely change.
Well, he's not kidding. It has changed my life, and hopefully you'll discover the same too. Now, fundamentally, the 6-week course is broken down into 2 main sessions per week, which are run by Ali himself, where he focuses on a specific area of the YouTube journey. And during those sessions, there's also typically a few breakout rooms, which are where you can meet your fellow cohorters and have plenty of time for Q&A at the end as well. So I'm going to run through each week's sessions and my takeaways, and after that, I'll talk a little bit about my experience of signing up for the exec level tier and whether that was worth the extra $3,500. Week 1 focuses on getting started with a bit of an overview, the gear you'll need, and by the end of week 1, you'll also have shot and uploaded your first video. It is honestly really that quick. This week is incredible, absolutely incredible for those of you new to YouTube and just those who need a bit of a leg up in terms of getting good quality video, particularly with the talks around gear. In that first week, and as each week goes on, you get homework set so you can focus on a specific area of your own videos. You then upload them to the PTYA community, where other community members, house masters, and student supporters will then leave their feedback to help you then up your game further for the next video. Week 2 moves you onto your niche and idea generation, which again is great for the new creators. I did personally pick up some value from these sessions, particularly around the niche, as I was going through this kind of conundrum of whether I should be niching down or sticking fairly openly with my niche whilst the channel grows. And again, for most new to YouTube, this is all fantastic stuff. Week 3 is around getting that initial click, and once you've got the click, how to keep viewers engaged. Now, this started to get really, really interesting to me.
The thumbnail is important, but it's not as important as the title is.
It was interesting to see what the real world stats people were actually seeing on their channels. Week 4 was actually where it got a little bit more interesting for me, as Ali talked about how to control the aesthetic of your channel and his thoughts around the image you portray and things like your thumbnails, the language you use. And the second session was around really getting a solid process in place so that you can scale up what you're producing. Week 5 was beyond interesting for me as someone who's been doing this for 2 years already. This week was where Ali talks about scaling your audience across multiple channels, not just YouTube, but with some of his techniques. And then also while sharing his results very openly, very honestly, which then led to the second session, which talked about outsourcing and building his team, which will, if anyone's seen Graham Stephan's video around where Ali talks about his costs for hiring team members, then
Now, Ali, I know you're watching this. I like your content. Like, I think it's really good. But when you're posting what looks to be 2 videos a week, that's a good volume of videos to post, but 12 people for $84,000 a month. Jeez, you could be making just $84,000 a month instead of oh, wow. I want to know more about he's got to run another business, right?
So yeah, here you can learn how to mainly outsource your editing, as that's one of the first hires that any content creator should be making. And then Ali gives you some great insights into how you should be paying and the quality of work you should be getting. And I just found all of that really insightful. And that brings us on to week 6, which I think at this stage, Ali said most newbies should probably skip if it wasn't making sense and come back later. But for me, again, this is probably the very best week. Like, Ali digs into monetization, speaks in depth about brand deals, and even gave away some figures for how much he earned from various brands.
Someone from the PTYA emailed him saying, hey, you gave Ali Abdaal a 20% commission. I want one as well. Despite me asking people not to, but that's fine.
It is so nice to hear some real, properly honest world figures from someone who's been there and done that. And for the end of this week, it's really just wrapping up the 6 weeks to ensure that you've got everything you need in place to make sure this whole kind of YouTube thing is a success. Now, fundamentally, that is the 6-week cohort, but wait, there's more. Now, alongside these 2 sessions per week, as a normal member, you'll also be invited to a raft of other events which can be more useful than the main sessions themselves. There is the weekly house call where you'll get to meet your house master, who isn't Ali himself, but is one of his team or hand-selected experts to kind of ask questions to. There are also social sessions, which are purely just to meet your other peers and to help with anything they might need. There's also training sessions put on by Ali and his team with notable people who found success on YouTube, whether it's training on how to become a better speaker, telling better stories, finding your niche, growing your other social platforms, monetizing your community. There were sessions for everybody, no matter what stage of your YouTube journey you were. Oh, and if you miss any of the sessions, whether it's a main session, the group calls, the workshops, they are all stored in the PTYA website for you to rewatch later. So now on to to the exec package. So for those of you who want just that little bit more attention and help with everything, then there is Ali's exec level membership, which costs an additional $3,500. This is what I signed up for, and after speaking to Ali's team, they gave me a full promise of my money back if I didn't find it useful, and, well, spoiler alert, didn't ask for a refund. And so that convinced me, well, I might as well just give this a go, and if it's crap, I'll just ask for a refund. For the exec members, by far the best benefit is, of course, the 2 calls per week for additional FaceTime with Ali in a much smaller group, where I got to chat about my own specific challenges around niching or niching, monetization, sponsorships, and just anything else that cropped up. You also get a separate Slack group where you can chat with Ali or his team or other exec level members, and typically Slack was just used as the place to ask questions, which then Ali would run through on the group calls. But first, let's talk about life after the cohorts. So at time of shooting this video, we are around 2 months after finishing it, and since it's finished, there are a few things that do continue to live on. Now, firstly, the community page is still there, still accessible, which means you can still chat with other members, watch videos, post your videos, and comment and leave feedback, as well as, of course, rewatching all the old videos from the last cohort, the guest sessions, the workshops, the Q&A sessions, just all of the things. Now, there are still regular sessions where Ali brings in certain people to chat about their success or their area of expertise, which is honestly really great to keep up to date with everything. And of course, in those sessions, there's still time for Q&A at the end, where Ali will then again share his up-to-date stats across maybe what he's seeing on YouTube. There was also a WhatsApp group created for my house group, which is still semi-active. And there is also, from my understanding, a much bigger Slack or maybe WhatsApp group for all the PTYAers, but I didn't actually join that as I thought that would kind of be overkill with so many messages flying around already. Now, pricing. Pricing is worth a mention here, as currently the course comes in 3 different flavors. You have Essential, Premium, and Executive, and those are priced at $1,495, $2,495, and $4,995 respectively. Now, the primary differences are that with Premium, you will get access to future recordings, as well as live access to just the next cohort, so you kind of get 2 for the price of 1. And then with the exec level, you'll also get free live lifetime access to all future courses. Now, it doesn't take a genius to work out that with over 400 people signing up to each cohort, at least paying a minimum of $1,495 per person, this is a very profitable course for Ali. And with that kind of revenue, I wouldn't be surprised if these cohorts aren't run, well, more often, because, well, if you find something that brings in a decent income, then you just rinse and repeat, right? I mean, that's just good business. And I do think that there is some work to be done to reinvest some of that cash into the course to make it even more valuable, particularly for the exec level members. But the question overall is it worth it? Or rather, was it worth it for me? And the answer is a definite yes. You know, for the weekly sessions, the separate sessions with Ali himself, where I could ask him like any question and get good, honest, open answers back without feeling rushed. But always remember that Ali is happy to give you a refund. So if you aren't happy with the course, I always see that as like a risk-free investment. So if any of this sounds exactly what you need, I'll have an affiliated link down below to sign up for the course. Feel free, of course, to DM me on Twitter if you have any specific questions around the course. And otherwise, next go and watch this video around using video marketing to grow your business, or this one, which YouTube thinks you should go and watch next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
I'll put a link in the video description. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel to see more shit like this. Thanks for watching and see you later. Bye-bye.